Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. Again, it was a very interesting day. It was a little bit wider participation today versus yesterday, where the market did move strongly higher, pretty much based on Apple and Google's moves. And so it was very focused. Today, those remained a strong focus, but there was a little bit stronger two-way play, and both buyers and sellers were making statements today. So overall, the market did end lower in terms of, well, price. It was much lower when we walked in, but they didn't manage to hold the higher levels. It didn't manage to hold it above 11,600 or 11,700 for that matter. So this remains the same. I am still considering that we're within a minute fourth wave correction with a minute fifth wave still to come. The delay is the delay, but it still fits. And let me just take this down to the 1 hour chart. Open this up a little bit so we can see there's the bottom of the third, minute 3, and then we get this kind of this mishmash of today. This was this, just a different day and a bit more powerful. So I just think like in the stocks that they were choosing, people just step away. Sellers just step away. They know they're going to get a better price, just hang tight. So the same thing was going on in many of the other stocks within the NASDAQ. But when that was done, when the buyers were like, okay, we're turning a blind eye to what you're doing, there was no support and the market dropped. But as you can see, we have an advance and 3 legs, 3 waves. So a lot's going to be still resting on, are we going to do this? And then this again. Because tomorrow, Thursday, then we have Friday, that's an expiration. And so to try to speculate on what could possibly be coming into that expiration, there are definitively 2 sides to it. That it's still a leftover, so leftover positions that didn't get totally taken care of last Friday, got pushed to this Friday, so things expiring again. And so we're working to whatever price is going to be acceptable to the market and to the players, whatever. So we still have a lot of volatility to kind of deal with. So what the bottom line to all this is, it's like, while I am continuing to wait for the larger trend, which again is down, to resume in the form of a minute fifth wave, which will break to 5 waves versus this 3-wave mishmash that we're getting. So we're at a juncture. Again, we're resting on the hourly 20. Came down, flipped up, came back down, closed right on it. So what happens in Globex and thereafter will turn the picture, but they're not getting it to the points where it's like the river of no return sort of thing. It's like, you know, you've broke the level. Yes, you may rally, but should I expect it to go up to here? No. That they'll break where it should continue to see that follow through to the downside. I had anticipated that that could have been the level, and obviously it was for a few hours. And then when it wasn't, for several hours. So again, here's the story. If we again broke above the hourly 200, went above it, failed, went back above it, failed. Now we're doing it here. We broke above it, failed. Here we did it once, twice, and failed twice. So we're going to get that follow through this way. If it breaks to 20, we should hit the 50. That would be the target in my mind. You're breaking below, the 4 and the 8 are going to play catch up, and they're going to drop below the 20, maybe below the 50, and that's going to add additional sell pressure on the market. We should find some price support at these levels, but ultimately the market needs to break 11,320. Then it needs to break 11,267. Then it needs to break 11,119. Then it needs to break 11,068. So it's going to find this price support. And remember, it's just the market is just going to be searching for a value area where either we're going to pause and reverse or pause and continue, but who gets to take over at this point? So it's a pause. It's a pause where buyers and sellers may meet. Now, if more buyers show up and the sellers are done, prices will rise because it's going to be a constant battle looking for value. Otherwise, if the buyers are filled and the sellers have more, it's going to go to value. In that next area, it will be marked by where prices stopped before initially. So that's why we have these particular areas, then that, which is Fibonacci support, and then continuation on these price support levels. And if it breaks there, then we're on for a move down to 11,024 or a 10,790 or 10,800, we'll call it. And then see, we can continue to do. Once I can have a top for wave 4, I can run some extensions, Fibonacci extensions, to get an idea. We already have some here. And now I can refine it again for the minute fifth of the minor fifth. These are for the minor 5. Now we're going to go for the minute 5. We're going to see where we get overlap. And we're going to be able to detail a little bit greater what the expectation for the market should be. Where can it go? Where can we look for support? And look for a turn. Okay. So again, we're in limbo right now. To the upside, we reached, remember, the resistance area was 11,750 to 11,760. Then it breaks to above 11,800. Am I looking for that? Well, it could. But first we have 11,775. If it gets above 60, so let's call that resistance zone now 11,750 to 11,775. And when it breaks there, then we're likely going to see 11,800. And again, it may not have much to do with the price of the NASDAQ as it will to the price of Apple, to the price of Google, to the price of Meta, Microsoft, etc. As we move into Friday, where are we with these strikes to where the market may find value? Okay, so upside again, this 200, the hourly 200 continues to be, in my mind, rock solid. The market reacts as it should. When it breaks above it, boom, it went. It found additional buy support. When it lost it and it sold off, it found a little bit, but it held. Then we get another one, then we get another failure. So pattern-wise, it's pretty rock solid in terms of being resistance and then a little bit of support. But now we're going to see who wins out. The sellers are willing to take it below, the buyers are willing to take it above. If the buyers win, then the next value area is going to be up at 50 to 60 to 75. All right, I'm going to leave it all here. Continue to follow using your moving averages. They are very helpful from the hourly to the 30 to the 15, the 5, the 2, the 1. The moving averages deliver the same message no matter the time frame. Just remember the time frame. If you're using a 1-minute chart, your picture can change every minute. You only have a 1-minute bar. The next bar could show you something different. Same with the 2, same with the 5. But the moving averages, when broken, do have the same deliverance in terms of what that message will be. Depending on direction, you're looking for additional breaks, particularly if it's like going down. I'm looking now to see for the 20, I'm looking at the 50. If it's going up, I'm looking for these to cross over the 200. That's going to be our signal that, oh, we're not. We're just going to keep going, folks. Then I'm looking for 12,000, but I need to see a little bit of market support by moving these moving averages. And that market support in these moving averages will move as the money flow comes in. The money flows in, they'll move with. And that's just going to tell us we're still in a move. But right now, they're not. This is flat. These are flat. But still we get these moves, but they keep failing. The follow through fails. All right, leaving it there. Our next update will be on Thursday, June the 23rd.